What is up, everyone? I am BitWZan of the Ichiban Gamer Club. Joining me is the Nonsense Crew, Mazantius on the East Coast, Minister E, and Secret Kitty. And on this episode, we have kind of a merging of worlds here. We have our first ever Capture the Point tag team battlecast ever. It's a whole merging of everything. But we're doing this for a special reason. It is a Halloween themed Capture the Point battlecast. The way we set this up, and the way I set this up at least, is as far as the tag team go, there will be two sets of teams. Team 1 will be Mazantius, which consists of myself and Mazantius. And the other team will be Minister Kitty, which you can guess who that will be. It's Minister E and Secret Kitty. So how this is all going to work, there are Capture the Point rules in place where we will have two questions. We all have to answer them. We'll have 3 minutes to have our opening discussion. Once we do that, we'll have a 10-minute open floor back and forth. The whole difference here, the battlecast portion of this is that there's nobody scoring it. Exactly. That's the whole battlecast portion of this, is that we don't really have a judge. We'll lead that up to any commentators or listeners who are listening to decide who actually wins these debates.
Minister Kitty.
No, okay. So without further ado,
my cult name.
Let's get right into it. We're gonna get into our two questions here. Question number 1. We're gonna start with the easy one first, the simple one first, and kind of get into it, which is, what horror movie monster would you be able to spend locked for an hour with in a house? This house is locked. Can't get out of it. It's locked in for an hour. You're in there. And the whole criterion, I explained this to everybody before, is that whatever movie monster you choose, whatever criteria requirements you need to get them to you, they're already in play. So that monster's in there with you. There's no summonings, nothing's happening like that. No falling asleep to get Freddy Krueger. They're there. They're in there with you.
Full power.
After the hour is up, you magically poof out of the house. Let's just say, there's no need for escaping or anything like that. You just have to survive the hour. With that being said, since I've been talking the most, I will hand it off to Minister Kitty. Actually, I'll let them go first for this round. So Minister Kitty, what horror movie monster could you spend an hour locked in a house with?
Minister Tax Kitty.
Minister Tax Kitty. Okay.
Wait,
that doesn't count as a tag. Doesn't count as a tag.
First.
Doesn't count as a tag because you're not in first. Kitty's the first one in the ring. So I'm gonna start the time. Kitty, your 3 minutes start now.
All right, so we went ahead and went with the cutest of all movie horror villains, Cujo.
Cutest.
Literally, it's a Saint Bernard. Literally, he is just a dog with rabies. That's all there is to him. All we have to do to survive would just be barricade a door. That's it. He's not supernatural. He doesn't have any extra powers. He's just a dog with rabies. And from my research on rabies, dogs are just confused, and so we could easily outsmart him. And if we had to, try to defeat him if things got super bad, and any way that you can kill a dog would be how it works, which would be sad, but he has rabies, so there's no other way. But easily survivable. Just close the door, let him run around. I don't know what kind of house this is, but maybe it's a multi-story house. Just close some doors.
Yeah, think multi-level haunted house kind of thing.
I mean, okay, so there's so easily breakable walls. Well then, my suggestion would be, multi-levels, so just go up one stairs and destroy the stairs. Just saying. Super easy.
Okay.
But it's not to kill us. Now I'm gonna tag in my partner here, if he has any last things to say in the opening statement.
So all I gotta say is, Cujo, all you gotta do is barricade up the wrist with a shirt or something, take that rabies bite, and then stab him with a knife, and the danger is gone. Too easy. Sorry, Cujo. Time to go to sleep. Forever. Shank, 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 shank.
Oh my god.
That's all I've got.
Okay. Are you calling that your time then for both you guys? All right.
Time.
Yeah. Nice. So 2 minutes and 9 seconds. All right. Good opening statement. All right. So now it's Mazantius' turn. Do you want me to go first, Mez, or you want to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. Righty then. Could one of you guys over there set the time?
Yeah, of course. I got it.
Alright, cool.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Alright. And go.
Okay. So for Team Mazantius, the horror movie monster we have chosen is the character Pinhead. Now, Pinhead of the Cenobites. He's of the Hellraiser film franchises and stuff like that. He's the leader of the Cenobites. The thing about Pinhead, what makes him so survivable, at least for an hour, is that he's so slow in the way he kills the people that he's going after. He has a very methodic way of killing his character, or killing the people in his world, or killing the humans once he's been summoned and stuff like that. So if we're in this big old house that we're in, yeah, we can, try to buy some time hiding around and stuff like that while he looks for us. And if he does manage to find us, because he's, a demon at this point, he would more than likely get enjoyment out of torturing us before killing us. That's his whole spiel. And another thing about Pinhead is if you can convince him that you can get another person that's escaped him, he'll pretty much let you live. Like, if you just convince them, let him know, hey, I can bring you 5 more bodies if you just let me live. He's very, he's very diplomatic in that way. So you can kind of like have a conversation with the guy and let him know, hey, if you don't kill me, it'll be worth your while.
Yeah, I'll tag in real quick. Going along with that, it's like, at least with our character Pinhead, it's like it's someone you could communicate with and has like a rationale to what he's doing rather than just being crazy and murder crazed. It's someone you could talk to and have a conversation with and try to like kind of finagle your way out of the situation. And if it doesn't work out, like Zan was saying, it's like you still have that whole point of him trying to be methodical in his ways of killing us. And once that timer hits an hour, poof, we're gone and we're done.
Hot damn, yes.
All right, Zan, anything else?
Nope, I'm good then after that.
Okay.
Okay. You got 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
Oh, close. You guys were 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm going to set up the timer for 10 minutes. All right.
Okay.
10 minutes start now.
All right, so like we were saying, like with Cujo, is like he's saying like he's just a dog. From what I remember, this is a pretty vicious looking fucking dog. Like probably break down doors. Like this was not just a regular old puppy running around and like in your house. This is a big ass dog.
Kitty, you're not in the ring, Kitty. You're not in the ring,
Kitty.
Minister tags Kitty. I'll tag her in. She's ready to
Okay,
go.
first of all, thank you. First of all, the doors that he did break were like run-down doors. Like, you could easily barricade all of them. When did he actually break a door?
I'm just saying. I've seen pretty big dogs that could probably break down doors, and if he's like
Probably
rabid,
or can. He cannot. Cannot.
it's a Saint Bernard. This is a heavy ass dog. It probably weighs more than some humans.
How
And if
much?
he's rabid,
Less
he could
than
probably break down a
200.
door.
Have you ever tried to break down a door? It's not that easy.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
if it's a rundown house,
No.
probably pretty
Anyway,
easy.
and then Hellraiser, he doesn't have a conversation with you. He says like one sentence or 2 sentences the whole movie. He doesn't care. He's like edgelord. He just wants to like torture you. That's all his goal is. And he doesn't care.
Yeah, but it's still a person. You could like have
He's
a
not a
conversation.
person
It's not
anymore.
Well, it's someone who
He's
can
a
conversate
demon
as
now.
opposed to a rabid dog.
Which you can
can't-
easily just kill. He's really To quote myself, he's stupid as fuck. So you can't.
No.
He's not
Tagging
gonna
Zan
do
on
anything.
this one.
Let me tag in
Okay.
on Kitty on this one. I want a piece of Hellraiser because I can't.
Okay,
stand
whoa.
this.
Go ahead, minister.
First of all, like even though Pinhead, does say limited amount of vocabulary, he is still convinced to go after somebody else. No matter the limit of vocabulary he does have, that is within him to be convinced to go after other people if it suits him. So
Yeah.
if we can talk to him and if we can tell him like, hey, you leave me alive and I'll get you more people, or somebody that he does want, he will let you live. Oh, he wants the souls. He's not after anybody specific.
Until he
But he is
tells
at
you,
the speed.
since I only have an hour with you, I'm sorry, it's going to have to be you. And now you have a
He
immortal
wait a minute.
being.
He's not aware of those rules.
Oh, he is a demon that seems to be all-knowing in these movies, which is what made him stupid to begin with. The guy knew everything about you and just does whatever the hell he wants, so you were done. It's like you're finished once he had his eyes set on you. Hellraiser is like the worst bad guy of all time, but I definitely...
His
wouldn't
name is
wanna go
Pinhead.
against-
He's not Hellraiser. Hellraiser's the movie.
His name is also dangerous because just a stupid ass name like that. Yeah, just
That has no effect. Just because he has a stupid name doesn't mean anything.
Listen, man.
The fact of the matter is,
Pinhead.
like if you look at Hellraiser 1,
Pinhead.
that's exactly how the female survived that movie. She convinced Pinhead to go after a more like appetizing soul or somebody that he wanted more of. So.
That was off
that
on
mat-
a
all that
whim. So
matters
you guys are
is the
saying
soul.
that you're hoping to survive on a whim, and if he says no, then you're fucked. Because
No, if he says no,
he's
what we
he
get
can do
is
whatever
tortured.
He wants.
We get tortured. His thing is very methodical. He will chain people up. He'll do the hook things on you. It'll hurt like hell. But then once the hour is up, that's it. You're not taking into the fact that we will be running around this house if we do get caught. There's the conversation we
And
could
he
have
has
to buy
powers
time.
to turn the floor into mud, and you really can't escape him because he's got all these friggin' omnipotent powers. So it's the worst person to be in a house with, and plus,
No.
you're gonna
The
die.
worst person to be in a house with
You're gonna
is
die to
it's a rabid
somebody
animal.
called Pinhead.
You have a
Probably the
rabid
worst
animal
part
that's like
to it.
200 pounds, and you telling me he can't break down a door? Like you have a 200-pound wild beast that's rabid, and it can't break down when it's been shown to do that. Like you're in a rickety old house. It's gonna break down.
What is Cujo's powers? To bite you. And
To
let
bite you,
and let
it's,
you
it's
go.
the most primal. It's the most primal of villains.
And
Like
let
this
you
is a
go to the
dog.
doctor, get some real uncomfortable,
Okay.
painful shots, and then
Yeah,
you're good.
I like
to
your
go.
idea of let me wrap my hand up against this 200-pound creature
Yep.
in just
And
a
then
cloth, and then bite
Once-
it. Yeah,
Once he bites,
Okay.
once he bites the cloth, them ribs are
What?
open for a shank. Stab him up. Yeah.
because like
and he is
that,
a regular dog, so he's going to die.
He's not. He's a
Pinhead is
rabid
not going
dog. He's a
anywhere.
rabid
You're
dog
gonna
that's
see
about
his
200 pounds.
stupid-looking needle face
And that actually-
all day until he kills you.
He actually got
Okay,
stabbed. In the movie.
technically-
It didn't stop him.
Tag
It
it
didn't
in.
really. It didn't really stop in the movie. He's gonna
Okay,
just keep attacking.
you can just because since it's an old house, we can easily set a floor trap for him.
What
have
is this
some
floor
spikes on
trap?
the bottom, and he'll just die. And then
What are
me
you in
and
Home Alone?
Eve are
Like
just
all of a
gonna
sudden
have a
Macaulay Culkin,
freaking
like just
a tea party after because we're just waiting for the rest of
the
these
hell outta
45
here.
minutes to pass.
I don't think so.
Where's the Hellraiser? He's
Where are you
gonna
getting this
follow you
equipment?
around.
It's just
And-
you. It's just you in a house. You don't have like all these contraptions and
Minister
things like
tagging
to.
in. Minister tagging in.
Go ahead.
Nez, you want to
Listen.
tag in?
Yeah.
Listen, we can put down some beef we got out the fridge or something and poison that joint, and Cujo done with that too. Like, some
my
food.
God.
Now you
It's
have
a
poison
stupid-
beef
It's
involved?
a stupid
What-
dog.
this is-
I put
now
some
they got
rat
a-
poison
A
on it or
rabid
whatever.
dog.
Yeah.
He's gonna go after you. He's going after the target, and you're saying it's like, oh, just get a
It's a
bite,
dumb
and
animal.
a bite is easy to survive. It's like he can easily go for your neck, and you're done. That's it. It's like you think he's gonna go for your arm because he's trained. It's like he's not a trained attack dog that's trained to go for your wrapped arm.
Yeah.
He's going for a kill shot. He's going for your throat
Cujo
because he's a rabid dog.
Cujo is weak.
This is not the attack dogs you see on
He can
freaking
die like
police dogs that
any-
always go for the armored part. He's gonna go for what's gonna hurt you.
Any kitchen appliance can kill Cujo, pretty much. He's
Yeah,
just a
his teeth
regular
gonna go
dog.
right for your neck. How you gonna stab him with no neck?
Oh
E.
man, you can block your neck and protect your neck. You can't protect yourself from Pinhead's omnipotent powers of him talking trash to you while he's melting
But
your body
that's the
or
thing.
something.
He's talking trash. He can talk trash all he wants, but he's not gonna trying to kill me because he's trying to torture
no,
us.
but you're going to
and
die. You're going to die. Once
No.
he starts talking to you and you look at that stupid face, you're going to be like, you know what? I think my heart's about to give out just looking at how dumb this guy looks, and then boom, tagging in secret.
We can still talk our way out of this. Well, Cujo,
No, you can't. He still gets that girl at the next movie.
We're surviving an hour. That's all we have to do is survive that hour. There's no repercussions afterwards. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but you're like, oh, you can convince him. Not always. You can't always convince him. That's the point of the story. He's just edgelord. All he wants to do is just torture you. So you'll probably leave with bleeding out and stuff. Maybe you'll
survive the hour. That's all we need to do. That 1 hour, and then we're fine. Chew with a dog for an hour. You're gonna he's gonna continue attacking you.
You just have to close the door. Literally, it's just a dog.
You're gonna
close the door. All right,
it's a 200-pound dog. Zan, get back in here.
Exactly. You guys making it seem like, oh, okay, I'm gonna shut this. This is not like some iron door. It's not a panic room you guys are going into. I love how you guys are creating all these supplies you guys have now. You have knives. You have meat. No, it's just you in a house.
Okay, all I need is a piece of wood, and if the walls are falling apart, easily can get a 2x4.
That's not gonna
make a little trap for him, and that's. Yes, it is. It's a dog. He dies just as easily.
He's like not a normal dog.
If he was, wait, hold on. If he was easily not defeated, then there would be more movies. There's only one. He got killed in one. How many movies is there of Hellraiser? 7, because people keep dying to him. That's why. Go ahead, Minister.
That has no influence in it because the woman in the movie, it was like she was hounded by this dog. Nothing that saved her was that she was in the damn car. She could not go nowhere. She tried to go in the house. The dog broke in. You can't say, all we have to do is survive an hour. That's it.
Yeah.
Pinhead is so methodical.
He survived 2 days.
You talk about a dog busting through the door, but he busts through the door. He still has to what? He has to get the neck. But you can wrestle with this dog for the most part, and you can.
Can you wrestle 200 pounds? Can you wrestle 200 rabid 200 pounds?
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Absolutely. Especially if
I know Kitty can't.
Mad, I will break that dog's neck.
I know.
Throw Cujo through the window.
No way.
You can throw Cujo.
You guys are underestimating how big this dog really is. You guys are thinking this is some this is not like Rottweiler size or even that. Those are big, but this is a big dog, and he's rabid. He has no.
Trying to reason with it. You're like,
this guy's raged. Imagine a raged out person.
Joint with a demon that is there to pretty much torture human beings. I'm just going to reason with it. He's going to say no, and then
no, it's not. We're not making it seem like they're saying is the possibility is there.
The moment he says no, and we're like,
if he says no, he tortures us. He tortures us for days. His plan is to torture people for days or hours because the soul is more succulent when it's been tortured. That's his whole thing, man.
What if his plan is to make 1 minute last 5 days, which he can do
here
with
we go.
all his powers.
Magic. We got magic going in now.
Now he's just gonna sit there and talk to you for 3 days straight. And trust me, you're gonna die by that alone. The Pinhead's stupid voice and stupid face, just talking.
You guys are attacking.
So I'm telling you,
that's
man,
it.
It's over.
That's it. That's 10 minutes. That is 10 minutes. Full on discussion on 10 minutes. We went the distance.
Why on earth did you choose Pinhead?
Ours seems more reasonable than the dog.
Hell no.
Freaking dog is gonna be non-stop attacking.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said,
we'll leave that up to the audience to see what they would say.
Who would they go with in this one? Who was right and who was wrong?
They're gonna take one look at Pinhead and like, oh my god, that joint is stupid.
I don't think so.
Go with Cujo. What's his powers? Anything he wants? Nah, fuck it.
So for our next question, which Mazantius will be going first in, we have pitching a horror movie idea. So it's a little bit more open-ended, a little bit more creativity is asked of us in here. So do you want to go first in this one, Mez? Or do you want me to take it first?
You start first.
Okay. Will you guys put 3 minutes on the clock?
Alright, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. So for our horror movie idea, we went psychological with it. Because that's kind of the genre we like, or I like. So we went into the idea of this man who throughout the course of the movie, he believes that he's being possessed or followed by what he dubs the devil. He sees it in different people, like kind of you think of it like kind of like how Fallen was, where like you have different people that are like talking to him and like instructing him, and their instructions that they're giving him is he has to kill other people in order to sustain his own life. Because if he doesn't kill the people, like if he doesn't do what the devil commands, he will ultimately be taken to hell. So throughout the whole course of the movie, you see this guy struggling with this whole dilemma because he's kind of like on the courage. He doesn't want to kill people. He doesn't want to do anything like that, but he has this fear of going to hell. And I'll tag in Mez so he can continue with this story.
Yeah, so like the whole thing is like Sam saying is like him being convinced, and he'll be seeing like messages to like people talking to him around him, like even like random people on the street, or like billboards would change to show messages like that the devil is sending him. Like basically, you see all the stuff going on around him. They see messages, and he's just trying to follow the devil's instructions to make sure he survives. And this whole time, like we're showing the audience like to see whether like the kind of extent people will go to in order to extend their own life, and to see if like, this guy is really believing he's seeing the devil, or if he's just going insane and just being a psychopath and killing people because he's going crazy within his own head.
Mm-hmm.
And Zan,
the ending, yeah. So it ultimately comes down to the ending, which is that the man comes down to the point where he decides, okay, he's not gonna kill. There's one person he just doesn't kill because he's like it's close to him or something like that. And the twist of it was this big old portal opens up underneath him. The devil comes out and ultimately just drags him to hell. So it ended up being quite real after all. The guy wasn't like we played this off the whole movie that you don't know if he's insane or anything like that. And that's the twist of the movie, is that when he finally decides to put his foot down and not kill somebody, he gets dragged to hell for it. And that is our horror movie idea.
Okay. 2.5 minutes. Sweet.
Okay.
Minister, you can go first, because,
Okay.
All right. Minister, are you good?
I am good.
All right. Your 3 minutes start now.
Okay, so the pitch for a horror movie idea that we went with was an untold story about fallen angels when they first came down to Earth. And they desired the things that man wanted, that man had. So eventually, after they were ravaging, the Earth, God decided to put a veil between man and the fallen angels to keep them from being able to touch man or even speak to them. So over time, to our present day, people started, like cursing God's name and stuff like that. So the veil turns out that it started to disappear, and demons were starting to target certain people. The main character is not religious, but takes an interest in this when some of the demons start targeting his sister, who's very spiritual. As the story goes on, and the main character is trying to, find a way to help his sister, and still doesn't believe it, that it's demons. He finds out that the veil is actually being broken down by people that made a deal with the demons to gain power. And the only way to really get away from these demons, because you really can't beat them, they're immortal, is to go in an area where there's a veil. So you would think a church, but if a church is not ran by like a legit pastor that is actually spiritual, you could end up being in the wrong spot, which happens in the movie. So the movie's called Desire of the Demons, and in the very ending, the main character, after his sister's death, when she pretty much shows him the proof and a demon kills her, he starts deciding to kill these people that made these deals to break down the veil with the demons. And the last person that he was going after was like a politician who turned out to be the narrator of the story. So he doesn't get the politician in the end, because, but That's all I got on that pretty much. It's called Desire of the Demons. And
Okay.
I kind of wanted it to tie in to the movie Fallen if I ever got those rights.
Okay. Is that all for your story? Kitty,
Yes.
you're not tagging the kitty? Okay.
Tag it.
Yeah.
Tag it.
Oh, you gonna do
Um,
kitty? Okay.
yeah, I think it would be a great idea, just like end of the world, but like you can't really stop them anyway, except for like very few ways, right?
Yeah.
And
And
it's just
people don't believe. So it's just happening.
yeah.
That's time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we'll have the 10-second open battle.
10
10
10
10
seconds.
minutes.
Damn.
10-second open. So we will start the 10-minute open floor battle royal now.
Okay. Minister Tax
All right.
Kitty.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. So the like logic for your guy kind of doesn't make sense to me because if he believes in God and like is spiritual at all, he knows that killing people is gonna make him go to hell anyways. So I'm not sure if like the logic behind his like story makes sense because of that. Because it sounds like he's a believer.
I don't know. I don't think we ever established he was a believer of anything. He was just the guy who was. He's believed that. The only thing he believes that he's being followed by the devil, because like this thing is like identifying itself as the devil and giving him instructions. I don't think we ever established that he was a religious person of any type.
Well, he has
The guy-
he would have to believe in the devil, and
Yeah.
it was only created.
I mean, if
like,
something is following you and instructing you to do things and is calling itself the devil, that's what you identify it as. It's not that he sees this thing and he says this is the devil. It's like no, the thing says it's the devil. It identified itself to him as the devil, so that's the way he takes this as.
Minister tags in. So is your character sounds like he's just possibly crazy and doesn't believe, like the story's going along and he just sounds like a maniac. But in the
That's
end,
what we have.
it turns out to be real. But it
Yes.
doesn't really feel like a horror so much as a thriller. Minister Tax Kitty.
A horror compared to your movie, which sounds like really like biblical and religious fanatic. It sounds like it should be something that be played on like a Christian movie channel or something like that. It doesn't sound like a horror movie to me at all. Like I don't know where the element of it is at.
I mean, you can't really say that because they're both religious side. If it has the devil,
we have
then
religious
they're-
implications, but our guy
you're
is the killer. Like he's the one killing people, so he's the horror
But
movie.
he's
Like and it's
influenced
psychological
by-
because.
by a demon.
But ours is more
It's
psychological
religious.
because you don't know what up until the end. You don't know any of this is
Yeah.
real. It's playing out like the guy is just crazy. So that's where the horror
And
movie portion of it comes until
That's
the end.
what any kind of haunting
I'll tag
or
in
demonic
Mez.
possession is. Everybody feels like it's a psychological thing first, just like your movie, just like E's movie would be as well, where there's like smaller things and then it gets worse and worse until it's an apocalypse type of thing. So
Yeah.
they're both religious and they're both like that. You
Yeah,
can't
but
really-
I still wouldn't consider that to be horror because there's nothing scary about like what's going on in your kind of thing. Because all it is just an apocalypse type thing. It's like what's scary about that? Like what's being the part
Well,
that's supposed to scare me?
the beginning parts would be the scary part, right? Where you see like hauntings and like he said, people are getting like possessed and like their spiritual people are being
Well, you know,
like
they said they were being possessed. You saying they're being attacked?
attacked. Well, I mean, like, what is a possession? It's not like
No, from what I heard, they were being physically attacked by the demons that were escaping from the veil. It's like it wasn't these people being
like
possessed.
it's like a haunting. Like when you're
It's not a haunting. It
kind of is, or
when I
not a
was thinking,
haunting,
like,
like a
I was
possession.
imagining like Dogma when you see the two angels coming to attack everyone else. Whereas like it's the literal angels coming to people, not them not spirits taking over other people's bodies to attack someone else. It's
No.
like literal angels and demons like attacking people.
That's okay. Do you know how like in horror movies and when like people are possessed, it starts with people who are like the most religious. That's what it would start like.
I don't know.
Right? That's a horror film where it's like when somebody's possessed.
Yeah.
Go on.
But yeah, but with our whole story, is like the whole point of it is like you're trying to see like this guy doesn't believe that like the religious stuff, but he's still being kind of attacked or being targeted by the devil to be dragged down to hell.
So why didn't he go to like see a psychiatrist if he doesn't believe anything?
Because he
has to believe.
Why would he have to believe?
Because
like,
then
even if you don't believe, if some demon is telling you, I'm gonna kill you if you, and like it's continuously following you, it's like if you just do this, you don't like,
so
you survive, and it wouldn't really matter. Like, the point is like why would he have to believe in the devil in order to think that he's actually being like attacked by this thing? Yeah, so like it just because like this person's like seeing like messages, like that's what's kind of leading him to believe that the devil exists.
Yeah, if he doesn't believe it before, there's no way that he would act on it. He would just think that he's crazy.
But what? But that brings up the whole thing. It was like, would you take that risk? It's like, would you take the risk of someone telling you, like, if you don't do this, you will die? It's like, would you still take that risk, knowing that, like, putting up your life against something that someone you probably don't really know? It's like, and that's why it gets to the point where when it does get to someone he does know and cares about, that's why he puts the stopping line and like says he won't do it. And that's when the whole point was like it is the actual devil bringing him to hell. It's like, but everything before that is stuff he doesn't have any connection to anyone else, and that's why he's willing to go for it. It's like because he's weighing his life and the chances of it being real against someone else's who he doesn't know or care about.
Sounds like he needs a psychologist.
And that's why it's a psychological thing, because it's in his head and you don't know whether what's happening is real or not.
It just doesn't make sense.
It's like, your story is like it's a story of like the apocalypse. And
no, that's where it ends, right? But it starts with like these religious people being possessed and like attacked by demons.
It sounds like because people weren't believing in God, this whole like veil thing kind of is being deteriorated because of the belief of God is kind of winning in the world.
Yeah, which is like a great comment on like what the world is like today. Most people don't need religion.
Yeah, and because of that, the apocalypse happens. That's the whole idea. Is like when people stop believing in God, the apocalypse happens. But it's like
a different kind of apocalypse that's brought up in the.
Is it?
Yeah,
because it sounds
that's like fire and brimstone, whatever.
That's what I was imagining this whole time is angels and fire and brimstone.
But once the fallen break angels?
Out, what?
Like the fallen angels or like angels from God? Because I don't know.
Well, isn't that what it is? Like it's fallen angels. It's angels are angels.
No, there's angels like Lucifer, who have no communication with God, and there's angels like Michael, who are still in service of God.
I'm imagining, like, since he's mentioned it was like they were fallen angels, they're angels that are like kind of in their own world and kind of wanted what the humans had. So they have no connection with God because they're kind of envious of what the humans had.
Excommunicated, yeah.
Yeah. Again, kind of riffing off the whole dogma story that Kevin Smith told before, where like Bartleby and this guy was like, they wanted what the humans had and were kind of mad that humans didn't appreciate what God was giving them and attacked humans for it.
Yeah, I guess that would be what it's like now, kind of, where like I think that's why Lucifer was cast out.
None of that reads horror movie to me.
That's a demonic possession or a demonic attack. That's what it is.
It all reads as like a spiritual movie. Or like apocalypse, like kind of like End of Days type thing. And End of Days is not a horror movie; it's an action film. And this, like what they were kind of explaining, didn't sound like a horror movie. It sounded like an action
we never said
apocalypse.
how much you would see, because like the biggest element of like of horror movies is how scared are you of like the whatever, the monster, the villain, right? So we never said that you would see battle scenes or anything like that. We said that it'd be
it was the whole
haunted.
point, like this whole guy is like trying to like attack these demons for killing his sister or something, or prevent these
No,
demons from killing
his
his
sister is being attacked by a demon, right? Like, think about the Haunting of Molly Hartley, I think. She's like possessed. Or no, which one was it? I forgot which one.
See,
There's so many haunting movies.
This whole thing went into like possession though. Like I don't know. Like that's where it kind of caught me off guard because your whole opening statement there was nothing mentioned of possessions. It sounded like a war between angels and humans.
He does say that in the beginning, where people are being attacked by demons.
Being attacked, not being
Yeah.
possessed.
That is time. Yeah, sorry about the lack of tagging on that one. You guys were just going at it so hard. I wanted
Yeah.
we just decided to let you guys do your thing. Because that one was really like open-ended as far as
Yeah.
story-wise and stuff like that. But hey, the good thing is we won't be able to decide who's the winner now because we have no judge. So like the previous question, if like comment below if you listen to this, like which story would you prefer as a horror movie?
Yeah,
Like
which
the
would you
man-
to see on the big screen?
Like the man who's like thinks he's being followed by the devil to kill and then gets dragged into hell, or the angels possessing people and for not believing in God and causing about apocalypse by doing so at some point. But yeah, that was our kind of our little Halloween capture the point battlecast. I would like to thank Minister, Secret Kitty, and Mazentius for chiming in on this one. And like always, if you're listening, please like and subscribe, and leave comments down below. Like I said, of who you thought kind of like won this battle, and if we find out there's kind of like a tie, maybe we'll do a separate episode for a tiebreaker, which we always love doing.
Share us with your friends. Spread the love.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I've been BitWZan of the Ichiban Gamer Club. See you later, guys.